Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here and for allowing me to do a reading for you today. When I was sitting down connecting to your reading, there was a bluebird on our fence, which has only happened a couple of times since I've lived in this house. And I thought that was really special that this little bluebird showed up. For me, when I think of bluebirds, I always think of the saying bluebird of happiness. I wanted to look up the meaning though, so I have it pulled up on my phone. Bluebirds are often known as the bluebirds of happiness, meaning they are generally associated with the concepts of joy, happiness, and harmony. The bluebird is a symbol of hope, love, positivity, and renewal. It says another thing bluebirds stand for are the inner child in all of us. They remind us that while the world might be a cruel place, you should never lose your kindness and innocence because these are the traits that make you a better person. They have a positive spirit and keep the negative energies at bay. And then another thing I saw were two rabbits out in the yard, and they were like running and chasing each other, doing things for the fun of it, which also connects to me the inner child of running and playing and jumping, and because it was two rabbits, it made me think of the saying rabbit rabbit. And there's a superstition where if you say rabbit rabbit on the first of the month, the rest of the month is supposed to bring you good luck. And then today, when I'm filming this, is actually March 25th, which now that I'm thinking about that, March 25th breaks down to 10 because it's 3 plus 2 plus 5, which is the ending of a cycle. And that message keeps coming up a lot, not just in my readings, like the readings I've been doing, but in other people's readings, this message of an ending and a new beginning and being in this like in between. Today it's a feast day, and it is the feast day of the Annunciation of Mary. It is celebrating the day when Archangel Gabriel came and appeared before Mother Mary and said, "Will you be the one to carry Jesus?" And the thing that I like about that story is the way it is like presented. She wasn't told to do something, she was being offered, and she had to accept this offer. She had to say yes to this plan. And so on like a personal level, it made me think, what are we connecting to this like energy of this reading? It made me think like, what are we being asked to say yes to in our lives? What is this like potential bluebird of happiness that we are being called to? And even like connecting to our higher self, like what are we saying yes to? Or are you ignoring your happiness altogether? And maybe the thing that you need to say yes to is your own happiness. With the connection to the rabbits and the connection to the feast day, fertility felt like a big theme in this reading, whether it be like actual fertility or birthing a new project or being reborn or a rebirth in your life. And the questions that were presented to me were, what is fertile in your life right now? What are you expecting? Where are you putting your thoughts and intentions? Are you putting them towards something fertile, towards something that will grow in your life? Are your thoughts and intentions more negative and trying to talk you out of doing something or keeping you from something? And then I felt timing was important with the number 9 relating back to this feast day, whether it was 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months, that was going to be the time span for this new thing to manifest in your life. The energy itself is building, but you won't see the full manifestation until 9 months from now for some people, depending on when you watch this video, or 9 days, or 9 weeks, or 9 months. And then another message I got was about focusing on yourself right now, focusing on your needs, and to pull away from things that are distractions. And I was given social media as an example, which is ironic because we are all on social media right now. But suggesting that as an example, if you are on social media a lot, doom scrolling, maybe that's time that you can use for yourself instead. I was also given a number for this reading. The number is 629, and I looked it up and it says, Angel number 629 is a message from your angels to put your faith and trust in them as they are sending you guidance through your intuition, visions, and thoughts. Trust and believe the messages you receive and act accordingly by taking appropriate steps and actions. Your angels and spirit guides know your life mission, and their guidance and direction come from a place of love, light, and wisdom. Live your light working mission with faith, confidence, trust, and wisdom by living your life as a positive example to others. Know that you are blessed. 629 is a message that your faith in the angelic and spiritual realms has opened doors of opportunity that will assist you along your spiritual path. These opportunities have appeared in your life for a reason, and your angels encourage you to listen to your intuition and continue on your path with enthusiasm and passion. And what I think is really neat about that is the way it all kind of connects to the little signs and symbols I had leading up to this reading of today being the feast day, saying yes to the divine plan, yes to God's purpose and passion, like yes to God's purpose, yes to your passion. The bluebird, doing things with joy, doing things that make you happy, knowing that doing those things will just attract more joy, more happiness towards your life. And then I also I know this is a really long introduction, like there's a lot of stuff that came in. I was hearing the lyrics to a song by Duncan Sheik, which really took me back. And the song was called Days Go By. The lyrics are, I know it's not fashionable to be this hopeful. Well, laugh away. I didn't think it was possible to be grateful. Anyway, I know it's not sensible to be this passionate every day. Days go by. I catch myself smile more than you'd ever expect. It's been a long while since it's been okay to feel this way. And I noticed when I was screenshotting this is track 5 on the CD, and 5 is a number of change. And then the other thing was I happened to screenshot it at 10:40 a.m., which also breaks down to a 5. I don't know if it will focus. Yeah, that's wild. Okay. Synchronicities. But when I read those lyrics, it put me in this place of when you think of change, you automatically get fearful because a lot of things in your life, a lot of transitions were painful transitions. And although now you may be at a place where you can look at those things that happened, and even though they were painful, you can see the light that came out of those situations. You don't want to have to go through those things again. You don't want to have to keep going through painful transitions to get to the light. You just want to get to the light. So it's hard. It's hard when like change is already hard, and then it's worse when you're like, oh no, here we go. Or like your angels come in and they say, don't worry, we're going to protect you. And you're like, I don't want to be protected. Like, can we just not go through this? You always know that when your angels are like, oh, we're going to protect you, that something's about to happen. But what I am getting is not anymore. The transitions, like this change, this transition, this new cycle that is about to happen, you don't have to walk through the dark to get to the door. Like, it's going to be lit up all the way. And you may be hesitant to believe that because of all the stuff that's happened to you in the past. And I think that's okay. Because sometimes when you're just in this survival mode, it's hard to get out of it. And your angels are saying to just give yourself grace, give yourself compassion through this. Put your energy towards things that make you happy. That's the best way to go through this transition right now, is to put your energy towards things that give you joy. Okay, that was a long introduction. So if you're still here with me, thank you. I'm going to pull a card. I apologize for any noise from the shuffling. I tried to shuffle these beforehand, but I always like to just make sure. I'm going to set the intention for this reading. Only divine love and light are allowed in this space. Angels and guides, please help me to deliver this message and share it with who it is meant to find. Thank you. Okay, for the challenge, the rest card came out. So to me, that says your biggest challenge, one of your challenges is resting, obviously, but allowing yourself to rest. What I'm getting is sometimes you don't allow yourself to rest because if you do, if you slow down too much, then you'll have to deal with the things swirling around in your mind. So sometimes it's better just to stay busy so you don't have to think about your problems. You don't have to think about all the things floating around in your head. If you just stay active, keep pushing, stay busy. I also think that's a very specific message for someone, and that collectively, the energy is also saying just rest in general. And I'm seeing somebody reading a book, and maybe that's something you haven't done in a long time, and that's something you like to do. And I think also in this world, sometimes productivity is looked, like resting is looked down upon, and productivity is always like higher on the list. And sometimes we unintentionally use productivity as a way to value ourselves. Like your worth is not defined by your productivity. Somebody needs to hear that today. And it's okay to rest. It's okay to go have a cup of coffee, slow down, meditate, read a book, dance, do whatever, but take a break. That is your challenge right now, is you're not doing those things for yourself when you need to do them. Okay. I feel like 2 more cards out of this deck. Angels and guides. What do we need to know right now? This one's coming out. Alignment. Okay. Doing these things that I just talked about will help you get into alignment for this new energy that's coming in. Taking time out for yourself. Release. To release all the things that's preventing you from resting. All those like thoughts that you keep telling yourself. I'm like, I need to get this done. I have to do this. Like I need to hit this goal to prove such and such to myself, or that's the kind of stuff that's coming in. And also there needs to just be a big release for this change to happen. Whoa. I feel safe and grounded. This card is making me think of doing things from a place of fear. Like I can't do these things. I can't take time out for myself because if I like, who else is going to do it? Who else is going to do these things? And I'm the one that has to keep the ball rolling. I'm the one that has to be in charge of the household, and I think when we tell ourselves that, we're coming from a place of lack, stress. Like if I'm not the one to do it, then it's not going to get done right. And if it doesn't get done right, then something bad's going to happen. And it sparks that like insecurity in us. And the angels are saying, we got you. There's a net under you. You're not going to fall. It's okay to let some things go, to allow more room in your life for you, to allow yourself the gift of relaxing like this woman in the card, to connect with the light inside of you. I'm trying to focus the card. Well, okay, let's see what the book says. Well, it's under emotional healing. So, okay. Remember that you're here to be fully embodied and always carried and held by Mother Earth. And I feel like that's what your angels are saying. Like we got you. Don't worry, don't worry about falling. We'll catch you. When we are engaged in a lot of mental activity, yang energy, and being in a state of constantly doing and becoming, we forget that we are embodied and start feeling detached. This ungrounded sensation can manifest as anxiety, fears, insomnia, and or a sense of purposelessness. It is a miracle to have a body and to live in this human shape for the time that we are here. Always know that the divine has birthed you to nurture and protect you, as your body is a vessel of your soul. Repeat to yourself, I am safe and grounded, if you feel detached. Yeah, I kind of feel like that goes back to what I said earlier about being in our minds and having that constant chatter, constant to-do list, constant productivity that we can't just stop. If we there's a fear about stopping and connecting inside. If we slow down too much, we have to deal with all those things that are going on in our head. And your angels are saying it's safe to slow down. It's safe to process those emotions that you've been avoiding. It's safe to take time off and time away. Lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help to find things we never even realized were lost. To me, this is talking about finding yourself, reconnecting to yourself, reconnecting to the things that make you happy. Inner child, yeah. Take time out and do things that connect you back to the things you did when you were a little kid. The things that made you happy when you were a little kid. It says do something silly and fun. I feel like that also ties back to the earlier message of the bluebird, because the bluebirds were about a symbolism for your inner child. I feel like the angels or the best advice they're giving right now for you is to go have fun, take a break, do something playful, connect back to yourself, and remind yourself that it's okay to do so. Music. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw this card was go to a concert. So maybe that is something that you've been thinking about doing and haven't done. Or maybe you're planning on doing it. But it also means, just like the Duncan Sheik song, that your guides are sending you messages through music. And I think that you already know that, and you've already had synchronicities happen. And this is just a reassurance that, yes, that has happened, it is happening, and it will continue to happen for you. That you will be receiving messages from your guides through music. I feel like asking, why is this happening? Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? These things are all happening now because you're being called to walk your true path. I'm hearing, do the thing that makes your heart sing. What is the thing that's been calling to you lately? The thing that you've been putting off because you have 100 things on your to-do list and you keep telling yourself, I don't have time. I feel like your guides are trying to lure you down this path to show you what true happiness can look like. And I'm also hearing, what would your life look like if you took time for yourself? The ever-unfolding rose cracked open, and it's happening for you, not to you. And Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, seething the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Yeah, what is happening now, it is part of your destiny. And sometimes when these big changes happen in our life, it's upsetting. We think we're being punished sometimes. We can compare ourselves to others. Why does so-and-so get this? Why does so-and-so get this in our life and I don't? Why do they get this and it's not happening for me? Why have they found this person? I haven't found this person in my life yet. When will it be my time? This is a specific message, but I feel like someone watching this is going through a divorce right now, and I'm really sorry. Maybe that is the big change that is happening in your life, but separating yourself from this person, even though it's really difficult, is going to ultimately lead to your happiness. Okay, I'm going to close out this reading. warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. You're a warrior for what you've been through. You may be one of those people where people always say, wow, you're really strong. For what you've been through, you're really strong. And you think, I never asked to be this strong. I never asked for this. And it comes back to it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's all part of the divine plan. Your angels want you to know that they are right there with you. They're holding your hand. They're walking you down this path. And although you are a warrior and you've stood up for yourself, and it feels like all you ever do is fight, all you ever do is fight for yourself. You've become such a good fighter because you feel like that's all you've ever known. Your angels are saying, not anymore. You don't have to be that warrior anymore. You can take on another identity. You don't always have to be the fighter. Things are changing. Things will just start happening. They will just fall into your lap. You're entering into this new phase of your life. The opportunities will just be there. They'll just present themselves out of nowhere. And I'm hearing their gifts. Their gifts from the other side. For all the hard work you put in. For all the sacrifice. And I'm hearing that's how it had to be. That you had to go through those hard things to get to where you are now. And I feel like if somebody asked you today if you could change it, if you could take it back, would you have gone through that suffering? I feel like you would say yes, that you would do it all over again. Because you know where you are right now in your life. You know how strong it has made you. You've seen the changes it has made inside of you. And maybe that's why you're not allowing yourself to rest. Because maybe you can feel this energetic shift. You can feel this like old cycle ending and the new cycle beginning. But because all the other cycles have been difficult, where you've had to be in this warrior energy, you're just like, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore this energy. I'm gonna ignore this shift. I'm gonna ignore these things in my heart. Like, I'm going to ignore my intuition and just stay busy. Because it's like out of sight, out of mind. But I'm hearing you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be nervous that this is a good change. This change is only going to benefit you. It's only going to bring good things. It's like a turning of the wheel of fortune. I just picked the step deck up and that was the card that like immediately came out. It was the Ten of Crystals, which is the Ten of Pentacles. It's happening, guys. That's just the energy that keeps coming in. Like, yeah, really, it's your turn. I know you don't believe it, but it's your turn. Three of Feathers, which is, I believe, Three of Swords, and Three of Swords is grief and heartache, and I think that's where you're coming from. You don't believe the Ten of Pentacles is going to happen. You don't believe this Ten of Crystals or Ten of Pentacles is going to happen because you've been in this grief and heartache for so long. You just don't even think it's possible anymore. And I think that's for some of you. And then there's another collective where you are so ready for this change because you know that you've released, like you're ready for this change because you've already released this heartache, this grief, this sadness. You feel deep in your intuition that things are about to change, that cycle is over and a new one is beginning. I think this is going to be the last card. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. I'm hearing set your mind to believing in yourself and to believing that good things are on their way to you. Set your mind to gratitude, to being hopeful in the future, and know that you're always taken care of. You're always looked after. And last card is pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. The words standing out to me in this card are I love myself. And again, it's about going back to the very beginning of this reading to tie it all together. Do the things that make you happy. The way to get through this transition is to love yourself. Love yourself enough to do the things that make you happy. Love yourself enough to take time for yourself. Love yourself enough to go outside and connect to nature. Love yourself enough to say yes to God's plan for you. To take the next step, whatever that may be, even if it's a small step. Just like Mary said yes to Gabriel, say yes to yourself. Thank you for being here today with me. I hope this message brought you comfort, maybe some guidance, and I hope to see you back here again. Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys. Bye.